Hi, this is Andreia Balla Wright, and this is my final presentation for Call 233, Food Service Management. I interviewed Chef Jean Tippenhauer. He has been the executive chef for 3.5 years at Fred's at Barney's of New York, Chicago, and in the restaurant industry for a solid 30 years. He has 22 kitchen employees and over 50 front-of-the-house employees at Fred's. Originally from Haiti, Chef Jean Tippenhauer is a graduate of l'École Hôtellerie de Vins in South Bretagne, France, and the renowned Le Notre School of Pastry in Paris, France. He has earned his European chef certification from the Académie de Reims, France. He has worked at the Russian Tea Room in New York City and Spiaggia here in Chicago. Strong communication skills have worked very well for Chef Tippenhauer. He makes sure that the employees know what they are supposed to do, and he shows them how to do it as well. He communicates with all of his employees on an everyday basis. He tries to motivate his employees with positive feedback, because employees seek praise, after all. If an employee has done something wrong, he will show them how to do it the right way. If they don't get it and attempt to keep going, he will yell out the proper way to do it. Chef Jean Tippenhauer shows his leadership style by saying, "I can teach any person who wants to learn. I'm the coach." He wants his employees to feel that they are part of a winning team by encouraging them. Motivation is one of the most important factors to his employees when it comes to job satisfaction. Chef Tippenhauer does this by saying, "Good job today," or "That's a good-looking dish." He treats his employees as a team and wants them to work together. The most important thing to Chef Tippenhauer when it comes to job satisfaction is the positive feedback that the waiters give him, saying that the customers are happy. Some of the challenges of management he faces include trying to implement a system of doing things and then realizing that some people just don't get it. He then has to help them understand it. Some employees argue over the obvious and it upsets him. He finds joy in management when he passes a message along and everyone follows through. He takes himself out of the picture and they just follow through like a well-oiled machine. His employees are empowered by having independence and creativity to run the restaurant without constant supervision. Chef Tippenhauer has changed his management style over time by cross-training his staff. When his employees are able to specialize in more than one area, he can reduce the number of staff. He reduced the number from 25 to 22 at Fred's. This is important for keeping the labor costs lower in order to provide higher quality ingredients. It also helps prepare employees for moving up in the company when the time is right. Chef Tippenhauer's way of resolving conflict involves a very orderly process for success. First, he speaks to each person involved individually in order to hear each person's side of the story. Second, the two parties get together and he tells them that they have to work together as a team. He says, if the team breaks down, then we all lose. Employees seek importance and they want to feel that they are contributing to the overall success of the company, according to Somerville. Over the years, his perspective on leadership has developed in the area of employee feedback. When an employee does something wrong, Chef Tippenhauer does not attack the person's character, just the immediate action. He has learned that negative feedback does not work because some people are very sensitive. In dealing with stress, Chef Tippenhauer finds that a good coping mechanism is walking away and sitting down for a little bit. This is in tune with his peaceful attitude towards his employees. There are no benefits to losing his cool and yelling at an employee in front of the others. They are a team after all. Chef Tippenhauer says that finding and retaining quality employees is the hardest part of management. As Fred Pressman, the son of the founder of Barney's Corporation, told Chef Tippenhauer, "It takes time to put together a team." He has never forgotten this. During the interview process, some of the qualities he looks for in employees include hardworking, team player, high level of cleanliness, strong passion for what they do, and punctuality. The most important quality is reliability, and the most difficult to find is flexibility because most people have two jobs. During the employee selection process, he has made some mistakes and hired the wrong person for the job. This has been a matter of perception. Sometimes a younger applicant appears more suited to the job, when in fact the older applicant would have been the correct choice, and vice versa. He says, hiring people is a lottery. Sometimes newly hired employees do not meet expectations. Someone falls between the cracks. There's a bump in the road. They are not willing to be taught and make excuses for everything. Chef Tippenhauer's job training is based on well-defined jobs and performance standards. He wants to know if the employee can perform the task, so first he will tell them how to do it, and then he will watch to see how they do it. If they do not understand, he will show it to them again. He does on-the-job and on-the-line training. He gives the employee feedback on their performance. He is classically and traditionally trained, so he has the knowledge and is able to teach others the proper techniques of doing things. However, he has discovered over the years that the new employee becomes too nervous when he is standing next to them on their first day, so he just watches from afar. Once he is confident that the employee can deliver, he pulls back. Chef Tippenhauer keeps quality employees by giving annual raises. If the employee is reliable, he will be flexible with their schedules and requests for time off. His experience in the business has shaped his management style by focusing on being positive and motivating the staff to work together as a team. This always works for him. He says he always did it this way. However, sometimes there is an exception or a troublemaker. Chef Tippenhauer has learned some important lessons along the way, such as having patience and assessing every situation. He has grown as a food service leader over the course of his career by loving what he does and is always trying to improve himself. He cooks what customers like. He looks at the menu objectively and creates new menus based on customer reviews. He does not base dishes based on his own tastes. Rather, it's about what the customer wants. According to Chef Tippenhauer, the restaurant industry has changed over the years because the customer is more educated in what they want to eat. They are more health conscious. Cooking has become simpler with fewer ingredients of higher quality. This is an example of the transition from Grand Cuisine to Nouvelle Cuisine. His customers want to see farm-to-table cooking, not convenience foods from a package. They are aware of local, sustainable, and organic concepts and expect to see these products. Food allergies are some of the new challenges to the food industry today. The most common are gluten allergies and nut allergies. To be safe, he does not include nuts in any of his food and offers a vegan option on his menu to appeal to all guests. His personal philosophy of managing people is tolerance and compassion. Chef Tippenhauer gives people time to learn. His leadership style has also developed in many ways. He has found it necessary to put his foot down at times and say, "This is what has to be done." Some people give excuse after excuse and don't own up to their mistakes. He used to be lenient in the past, and people tried to get away with it. He wants to stop the bad behavior right there before it becomes a problem. His experience in the business has made his management style more tolerant and more level-headed. He has also learned to be humble and is able to say that he is not the most important person in the kitchen, but the dishwasher is the most important person in the kitchen, because people need the parts necessary for production, and the whole process will be stopped if the dishwasher cannot provide them. Because of his experience in the field and his dedication to his employees, Chef Jean Tippenhauer is able to guide his employees, inspire them, and believe in them. According to Somerville, successful leaders are able to encourage people to perform their duties voluntarily, willingly, and to the best of their abilities. This is the best kind of leader, and Fred's at Barney's of New York, Chicago, should be very proud to have Chef Jean Tippenhauer as the executive chef.